Fox 61 News at 10 starts now.
Right now on the news at 10, the chill continues this Christmas Eve. We'll talk about how long it lasts and a warm-up in the 7-day.
Also, thousands of families statewide still without power tonight, with repair crews working around the clock. How long you can expect to wait before the lights are back on. And temperatures taking a huge dip yesterday afternoon. They haven't come up much since. How communities are coming together to stay warm. The Fox 61 News at 10 starts right now. And happy to have you along on this Christmas Eve broadcast on the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Matt Scott. Carmen, along with most everyone else, has the night off. Well, we'll begin tonight with the one thing that does not have the night off, and that's the bitter cold. Friday's monster storm may be over, but the cleanup has only just begun. We want to get right over to Fox 61 meteorologist Ryan Breton. Ryan, are we getting any Christmas cheer or any more surprises before Christmas tomorrow?
No surprises, but a nice surprise to have you here tonight,
Thank you very much.
It is a treat on this Christmas Eve. Pleasure to see you. Hi, everybody. The weather nice and quiet all across Connecticut. However, there has been this one band of very persistent ocean effect or Long Island sound effect snow that's been hitting Martha's Vineyard all day long. They are up to about 7 or 8 inches of snow in some parts of Martha's Vineyard. A winter storm warning there, but that's not going to affect us at all. That snow has stayed to the south, although there were a few flurries that tried to get onto the southeast shoreline a little bit earlier this evening. 16 right now in Groton, 14 in Hartford. We're at 10 in Waterbury and 9 in Torrington. Still a little bit of a wind, and even with just a little wind, that creates a wind chill. It feels like 1 right now in Hartford, 5 the wind chill in New Haven, and it feels like it's 2 below 0 in Waterbury and 4 below 0 in Torrington. So overnight tonight, aside from the cold, which of course if you don't have power or if you have any friends who don't have power, that's a big problem. But for the rest of us, not any other concerns tonight. It stays quiet. Then tomorrow, just a few clouds will mix with that sun. You actually see that pretty persistent ocean effect band of snow still staying to our south through the day tomorrow, with maybe a couple of flurries out over the sound. So we'll drop down to between about 5 and 10 inland, 10 and 15 degrees along the shoreline. For Santa, as he's out and about taking flight when he passes over southern New England, clear sailing tonight. I'll be back to talk about a warm-up in the forecast and when that arrives. We'll see you in just a little bit, Matt.
Cannot wait to hear that, Ryan. Thank you. Be sure to download the free Fox 61 News app. You can turn on notifications to get alerts whenever a big storm is heading your way, with up-to-the-minute forecast updates, traffic checks, and, of course, all the news you need. All right, with the bitter temperatures in place, we turn our attention now to keeping the heat on. And that has been quite a challenge for thousands of families who are still without power this Christmas Eve. First, the good news. We're a long way from the peak outages yesterday, which were well over 100,000 customers without power. Eversource and United Illuminating have been working around the clock to get the lights back on across the state. And the numbers are showing that. Eversource reporting just under 7,000 customers are without power. That's a big drop from this afternoon when the number topped 30,000. Not to be outdone, United Illuminating, they report they're down to just 1 unlucky home in Woodbridge without power. The remaining outages scattered across the state, with the highest percentage being in more rural parts of Litchfield County. Fox 61 got an update with Eversource spokesman Mitch Gross earlier this morning on the efforts still underway to restore power and why remaining households might take a little longer.
The jobs get tougher, they're smaller. Instead of being able to restore 1,000, 2,000 customers at a single time, this is now where we end up restoring 50, 20, 10 at a single time. We know it's cold out there, and we know it's a holiday weekend, and we know our customers are cold. The crews were out there all night. We have more crews coming in.
And while Eversource is still working to get the power restored, many of those heatless homes across the state are relying on generators to keep the lights on and the heat running this chilly winter's night. Unfortunately, not everyone is using them as safely as they should be. Haddam Fire dispatched to a home after their carbon monoxide detector was activated, and a similar story in the Pleasant Valley section of Barkhamsted earlier today as well. The culprit in both instances, an improperly placed generator, meaning it was pumping carbon monoxide back into the home. What is carbon monoxide? It is also often called the silent killer. It is an odorless, tasteless gas that can quickly displace oxygen in the blood, causing headaches, fatigue, dizziness, nausea, seizures, hallucinations, and even death. And that is why it is so important to make sure your generator is set up outside where it can properly vent carbon monoxide away from the home. Experts say the trick to staying safe is to plan ahead.
It's very important then to prepare ahead of time to find a location that can safely be away from the home. Think about extension cords going into the house and positioning the generator far away.
At a bare minimum, most groups say that a generator should be operated at least 20 feet away from your home. We have a wealth of information all about generator safety available on our website, that of course being fox61.com. Also helping out those suffering from the cold, the state's severe cold weather protocol is now in effect. Anyone in need of a warming center or shelter can call 211 to find the closest facility near you. Now, that was originally slated to last until Monday. However, the governor has extended it through at least Tuesday at noon. Hartford is also opening an emergency daytime warming center this weekend. The Arroyo Recreation Center on Pope Park Drive will be open every day through Monday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Snacks and a hot lunch will be served all 3 days. Capital City residents looking for an overnight center can go to 110 Washington Street, which will be open 24/7 until the cold weather protocol ends. Also opening their doors to folks looking to escape the big chill, churches across the state. There are 7 in total, including Trinity Church in Simsbury. Their pastor says they're just trying to help their community.
So about 8:30 this morning, I was getting ready for Christmas Eve, like probably every pastor in town. I got a call from the chief of police, Nick Bolter, who said, hey, there's 168 homes that are without power and nobody knows when they're coming back online. Is there anything churches could do to help out? If we got a call that said, hey, power hasn't changed, and people have been calling the town and talking to people in dispatch, we would probably bring somebody to stay in the building, make a phone call. You could, be able to make arrangements to come over. I think we had one family who dropped in for a bit. I think they sort of knew our congregation, so they stopped in. We were just happy to be able to make it available for everybody.
And good work being done there in Simsbury. All right, let's switch gears and talk about a concern many families are facing this holiday season. It's in full swing. With it, family gatherings and the risk of spreading a myriad of viruses that are hitting the country hard. With what you can do to protect yourself, we get more from Fox's Danny Maston.
The holiday season is in full swing and millions are traveling in the midst of a viral storm. Doctors have warned about the triple-demic that is hitting hard in our area.
I think what we're seeing in Clark County is similar to what we're seeing kind of nationwide.
And adds one of the respiratory illnesses is more prominent.
Particularly this influenza season is far worse than we've seen in the last decade.
SNHD Communicable Disease Manager Kimberly Franich explains why this is an alarming flu season.
There really isn't the mitigation in place that we've had for the past 2 years to prevent COVID. So I think that's playing into kind of the additional spread of RSV and influenza.
The Southern Nevada Health District reporting during the month of December last year, about 19 people were hospitalized with the flu. And between December 4th up until the 10th of this year, over 260 people were hospitalized. In November, the SNHD reported 1,800 cases of RSV, which is a 200% increase from the same time last year, which was about 600 cases. Right now, Clark County is at a medium community level for COVID-19, which is based off of COVID hospital admissions and hospital beds occupied.
We have all 3 of these respiratory illnesses circulating within the community. It can be a cause for concern, particularly with those who have immune compromised conditions or the elderly, those who are older than 65.
The health district says with those traveling and gathering for the holidays, your best bet is to get vaccinated for the flu or COVID if you haven't already, and take those basic precautions like washing your hands, throwing away tissues, and covering your mouth when coughing.
If you are one who is taking care of somebody who has a compromised immune system, if you're a caretaker of an elderly person, then we recommend considering wearing a mask while indoors with other people. You don't want to bring one of these 3 viruses back home and compromise that person.
That was Fox's Danny Maston reporting. All right, as families gather around the dinner table this Christmas, it might be a good opportunity to talk health with your loved ones. Sometimes those conversations do get tough if a family's member's health is deteriorating because of diseases like Alzheimer's. Experts say it's important to look out for the warning signs that may indicate someone needs more help. Those signs include forgetfulness and confusion, neglecting medical needs, personality changes, unsteadiness, and an inability to handle finances.
Planning is so important, as they go forward. It can get very expensive if it is private care. However, there is so much support out there. So don't be afraid to ask questions. Go and see your your Department of Social Services.
Experts add adults should try long-term planning to help cover the high cost of elderly care.